In Canada, we've always had sort of a complicated relationship with the monarchy. And you've been tracking this for a while. I think you had the latest numbers a few months ago. What does that tell us?
Well, just back in May, before the passing away of Queen Elizabeth II, we did a survey and asked how Canadians felt about cutting ties with the British monarchy. Um, and actually, Canadians are divided
Hmm.
on it. About just as many people think that it's a very good or good time as think that it's a poor or very poor time to cut ties with the British monarchy. It's going to be interesting to see what happens now that Queen Elizabeth II has passed away. But basically division. So not big in favor or opposed. It's kind
Hmm.
of like almost it's like we're completely divided
Hmm.
on cutting ties with the monarchy.
So now we have King Charles III, and I'm curious, Nick, if you think he's going to swing the pendulum in either direction on this debate.
Well, I think it's. I'd like to say it's weird just to say King Charles III because I don't know. Queen Elizabeth II is all we know and all we
Yeah.
have known, at least in our lifetimes. And so will it swing the pendulum? I think in the short term there'll probably be a bit of a honeymoon sympathy rising out of the passing away of Queen Elizabeth II. And obviously nothing has gone wrong. Everything has gone right. It was quite a moment. I think we have to say it was quite a moment in history, especially for any country that's a member of the Commonwealth, to witness the passing away of Queen Elizabeth II, who had served for such a long time. But it's like not to diminish the monarchy, but it's kind of like politics. Politicians do well until they don't do well, and we'll see whether there are any bumps in the new the new our new monarch, Charles III,
Hmm.
because the reality is that views on the monarchy are susceptible to fluctuations, just like views on every other, I should say, institution that we have.
And I suppose saying that you are indifferent or even oppose the monarchy is one thing, but actually potentially abolishing the monarchy and changing our constitution. I mean, that's quite another. I think you also did some tracking, Nick, on when Canadians would feel it would be the right time to even think about cutting ties.
Yeah. Well, one of the things is we tested on withdrawal from the Commonwealth, which are all the countries that part of the former British Empire. And actually, what we do know from this piece of research is that Canadians are twice as likely to oppose or somewhat oppose pulling out of the Commonwealth. So, a division on our connection or cutting ties to the British monarchy, but a pretty strong majority, about 61%, would oppose or somewhat oppose Canada withdrawing from the Commonwealth. But the other thing in all of this, we could ask these polling questions, but to do either one of these things is massive. You
Hmm.
know, it's like reopening the Constitution and all that stuff. So think of it this way: I'm not sure, setting aside public opinion, whether if any government wanted to embark on any one of those things, that anyone would really believe that it's the right time to do so. Because think of it this way: people are struggling to pay the rent. The healthcare system is perceived to be in crisis. The environment, people are worried about the environment. They're worried about having a recession. And I think the last thing Canadians would want, at least at this point in time, is to spend any bandwidth in our democracy on changing the rules, shuffling the chairs, and changing the monarchy. Because the reality is unless there's something seriously wrong, there are other more important issues like paying the bills, economic prosperity, our healthcare, and the environment that Canadians will probably more likely want to see all politicians focus on.